Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And this was not a video we expected to make tonight. We're not recording from the studio, we're recording from the house, so apologize for any background noise. GINA CARANO has been fired, officially fired from The Mandalorian via Lucasfilm the day before Disney's investor call.
I can't wait to see how that goes over tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I knew this was, I'll be honest, I thought this was probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be fired, but I did not expect it to happen this late, right before the investor call. And of course, you know, Twitter is running amok. Many people on Twitter very, very happy. But here's the thing, GINA CARANO has proven to be very, very popular.
Yes.
And
most people who watch The Mandalorian aren't on Twitter.
Right.
So you know the narrative that they're going to share and the media is going to be, oh, because she said bad things. Now, I saw the post she made, or I read what was written today, and I think that she was in it mocked Jews of the Holocaust, like Twitter was saying.
No, she was basically comparing that situation to, as I understand it, because I did look at the Instagram post, to the fact that, you know, the Yahtzees got people to turn on each other, and they really didn't have to do a whole lot. Because everybody was turning on each other.
And let's be effing honest here. In the way this country is anymore, I don't care which side you're on, everybody's fighting each other. Which, you know, and everybody's like, you know, as soon as someone says something, they're quickly respond. It's all about keeping the fight going and everything else. And everybody's upset for one reason or another. And, you know, what she said wasn't actually untrue, nor was it, you know, irrelevant to the situations going on. Plus, just in the way that there's a huge double standard at Lucasfilm, it fits into what she was saying as well.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, because this is not going to go the way that Lucasfilm was hoping it was going to go. In fact, I think that the backlash is going to be pretty severe, given the following that she has, given the fact that she has a lot of conservatives in particular rooting for her. Because she's one of very few conservative voices in Hollywood.
It comes down to politics, same as it always does. It's about who you vote for, which has no bearing on playing a part. And I would have said the same thing even if it had been Republicans against Democrats or whatever. I would have said, so what if they're Democrat? That doesn't affect how they play their part.
Right. I mean, I don't agree with everything Pedro Pascal says, but I would not call for him to be fired.
No, he does a good job.
Unless he did something really, really heinous, you know, was beating children or something like that. So anyway, this was confirmed via IO9, or the site formerly known as IO9, that they got a statement from Lucasfilm. GINA CARANO is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable.
It's only acceptable when Lucasfilm themselves do it.
Yeah, this is a very strange... People questioned whether or not this was an official statement, because it sounds an awful lot like that racism tweet, where it sounds like it was written by like a 22-year-old or something.
Yeah, because Disney really needs to do something about the Star Wars person they have over in their Twitter, running their Twitter account, because they have very clear biases, and it's not doing them any favors.
It is not. So you put a story up on Pirates and Princesses.
Because I know it's going to happen. It's going to be all spun to be that she was horrible. And here's what she said. Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? It's not, frankly. But I don't see how her saying that is any different than all the people who have been going around telling people who didn't like the sequel movies that they were Nazis. Because that has been the go-to for the Lucasfilm people and other fans and these outlets. You're alt-right, you're misogynist, you're racist, you're Nazis. That's okay. That's okay. But what she said isn't okay. At the end of the day, you know, what she said isn't okay, then neither is calling people names for not liking a damn movie. You can't sit there, and I bet you money, if you go look at some of these Twitter people who are celebrating, if you go look at their tweets, they probably called people Nazis.
I'm sure they have. You were talking about...
How's that plank in your eye doing?
Yeah, so I mean, I think this is kind of the... This is a scalp being taken, because if you're to believe that there is a civil war at Lucasfilm, And there does seem to be a civil war between the Kathleen Kennedy and the story group and basically Favreau, Filoni, and everybody else. This seems to be a kind of a power play to be like, oh, you like Gina Carano? Yeah, she's gone.
Well, let's go over this, Okay, what started this whole thing? Apparently, allegedly, it's because Gina Carano wouldn't put her stupid pronouns in her bio because she didn't think, and she didn't have to, honestly. Which that's going to come up in a minute about something else. So that set this whole thing off. And because of that one thing, they started monitoring her likes and her tweets and going out of the way to try to get her canceled, okay? Because we have to cancel her, because that's not okay. Meanwhile, you got Pablo Hidalgo mocking a Star Wars YouTuber for crying over seeing Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. That was one thing. Then we had James Earl Jones got ignored on his birthday. Carl Weathers got ignored on his birthday. They made sure to remember Kelly Marie Tran, though. Then the day after James Earl Jones' birthday, they put the big thing up about Martin Luther King Jr. and how they're against racism. We have the whole thing with Finn and John Boyega going on and all that. And no matter how many times people told them to remind them about James Earl Jones' birthday, they refused to fix it. They could have easily fixed it. They didn't. But you know whose birthday they remembered? Laura Dern's birthday today, who played Admiral Holdo. They remember to tell her a happy birthday. Yeah. So they have this going on. But they're against racism, guys. Then we have the Christina Ariel situation, which, I'm sorry, a lot of people were thinking, well, some of these tweets that she had posted could read a little bit racisty. Okay?
A little bit.
I mean, white people stop fucking, whatever. You fucking stop it. Your racism. Well,
white people stop fucking.
You know what I mean?
We don't need any more of you.
You know what I mean?
So stop it.
White women are just complicit in the upholding and enforcing white supremacy. And we even gave her the benefit of doubt and said, hey,
yeah, she's having a bad.
It was like during a very charged time. So, yes. Whatever. It wasn't cool. You shouldn't have said it. Now, there was a completely different response to her being allowed to basically treat every white person exactly the same, as she complains everybody treats every black person exactly the same. Their response to that was, our Star Wars community is one of hope and inclusivity. We do not stand for bullying and racism. We support Christina Ariel because they made the narrative that she was being bullied by racists.
Yeah.
That's what they put out in the media. Meanwhile, Gina Carano was bullied for months because she didn't put pronouns in her fucking bio and because she liked conservative posts. And I mean, I don't agree with everything Gina Carano posts.
No.
I mean, I don't think that I'm a lot of you are going to get pissed about this, but I don't think COVID's a hoax and all that either. I don't think masks really do much, but, wear them so you don't touch your face. It makes people feel safer, whatever. But I don't agree with everything she posts. But I understand that, that's her opinion. That doesn't affect any bearing on doing her job. I don't like what Christina Ariel posted. However, I understand that's her opinion about white people, and it probably has nothing to do with her job. That being said, the way they're treating the situations are completely different, and there's no equality or fairness across this.
No, it's basically, it seems like the story group is defending their people using Star Wars social media to defend their people. And they've been, gunning for Gina Carano for a while. Now, to be completely fair, I would not say some of the stuff that Gina Carano said online, given that you knew the crosshairs were on your back.
But I also think, why she's probably thinking, why can't I say stuff when they're allowed to say whatever the hell they want?
Yeah.
And she's also kind of standing up for herself. Because they're telling her that she can't have her bio the way she wants. Oh, which, by the way, go back up a minute. Oh yeah. Christina Ariel doesn't have the pronouns on her bio either. So, oh my God, she must be a phobe. So hurry up, you might have to cancel her because she's clearly against LGBTQ people.
She's going to get canceled anyway because the show doesn't bring any numbers.
But beyond that though, she's because she doesn't have pronouns on her bio. Obviously, she's not. Yeah, that doesn't make her against trans people, LGBTQ people, whatever. Obviously, it doesn't mean that because, it doesn't. But that's what this has been going on. She could have said, I like kittens, and they would have been cancel her because she didn't like puppies. It doesn't matter what she does. And I'm just effing tired of the double standards. And Lucasfilms, Disney, I don't know what to tell you. You must love controversy. You must love losing money. That is the only thing I can effing think of at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they fully understand what the backlash to this is going to be like. Hey, Disney, remember The Last Jedi? Yeah, multiply that times 100.
Do you remember the reaction people had when you brought Luke Skywalker back, and how you were such a goodwill for like a week until Lucasfilm Story Group and Star Wars Twitter and that ruined it? You remember that? Yeah, you're going to lose all that, because Gina Carano, when we put the trending, I don't think you have the thing right now, but there was a picture, we were looking at Google Trends, and Mandalorian was trending like way high. Gina Carano was like under it, and then the High Republic was almost flatlined.
Yeah, the High Republic's not doing well at all.
Yeah, there.
Gina Carano. Now, obviously, since the show's been off, season 2's been done for a couple weeks now. It's dropped a little bit,
but it's still far higher than the High Republic.
Yeah, Gina Carano still gets a lot of search.
Yeah, she
traffic.
was like that was like on IMDb, like she was like their number one search.
One of the most
whatever.
celebrities, yeah.
I know that the action figure sold out. And what the kicker is, when her character came out, everybody was thrilled because it was like, oh my gosh, we got a strong female character and she's done really well and done right. And they loved her until they decided that she owed them her platform to promote, pronouns. And she said no. That's literally what she did to start this. And then they started tracking her because, well, obviously she doesn't put pronouns in her bio. That must mean she's, oh my God, Republican. Oh,
yeah.
We can't have that. So they went and started tracking whatever she liked, whatever she tweeted, and then they started like harassing her for that.
I agree 100% with Black Sage D. He says, I don't think Lucasfilm understands they've essentially made Gina Carano a martyr now. It's like what Obi-Wan said, if you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. By firing Gina Carano, it's the definitive end for Star Wars. Yeah, The Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker, Cara Dune, that was the last bit of goodwill that a lot of fans had for Star Wars.
And this whole situation, the whole way around, could easily have been resolved with, you're not allowed to tweet stuff, like, if you want to do this, work on this stuff, you can't be out on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, I would say that, and we've talked about this before, like, I think that should be an across-the-board policy for everybody. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't do anybody any good. It brings negative attention to, the product, the show, whatever. Just be like, you know what? Please, keep your hot takes to yourself if you're representing us. It's not a good look. And that includes the Lucasfilm Story Group. Mm-hmm. That, now, Christina Ariel, in her case, her tweets were before she was hired by Lucasfilm, but I think, this is what shocks me about Lucasfilm and Marvel Comics and these, like, offshoots that Disney bought. Their people do not behave like Disney employees. Disney locks their employees down tight. Like, you're not allowed to go out there and say stupid shit. Either way, they don't want their people being overly political. They don't want their people bitching about all the people that showed up in the park they don't like or whatever. You can be fired for pretty much any negative, PR or negative social media tweets. I think that they need to really clamp down on Lucasfilm and Marvel people because they're causing a lot of damage.
Like we keep saying, J.K. Rowling shouldn't tweet.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like because it's nothing but trouble. It's caused nothing but trouble for a lot of people and for the franchise and for Disney and for and maybe you shouldn't tweet political things especially.
Yeah.
And because it really is, or if they're gonna let people tweet, then it shouldn't matter which political way you lean, because it seems like one side's allowed to say whatever the hell they want, and if you lean the other way, you're not allowed to. And this is kind of people who are like middle leaning. Well, I lean left. You're now libertarian. I'm independent leaning left.
I'd say I'm fiscally conservative, socially liberal.
Because we did lean left, but we didn't move. Everything else did. Yeah. And it's like, so we still lean like what you said, we still lean that way. But we're looking at this and we're like, what the hell? Because this is just, I've never seen like this. And I'm sorry, what she said wasn't that far off the mark.
Yeah, she's like, look,
And they just proved her right.
Yeah,
they just proved her right.
The public, the townspeople, they all got together and they ousted Gina Carano.
They didn't all get together.
Twitter got together.
A group on Twitter got together and did this. And I guarantee you this is all Twitter. Now, what the media is going to do now, but pop culture journalists who, they're going to go run with this. And like they did with the Christina Ariel, where they deliberately didn't show her tweets until that she was being attacked, but didn't say why.
Yeah.
They'll start spinning the narrative trying to control what people think of the situation. Because most people aren't on Twitter, and most people that are don't give a shit about this.
They don't want you to remember Pablo Hidalgo mocking Star Wars YouTubers, they don't want you to remember that Christina Ariel did say some things.
Oh no, they didn't even put the tweets up.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
They just said that. Oh, well, she basically
she was minding her own business,
and then people just harassed her.
Happened to be harassed. There's absolutely a war. I mean, I'm 120%.
We were like, but every day we get more. Yeah, we were like more and more like, yeah, this feels like it. And by now, yeah, hell yeah.
And this is a scalp. This is, I believe, and again, this happening the day before the investor call. This is Lucasfilm Story Group and friends claiming a scalp, as.
And I'm like, I'm looking here. They asked her to stop and pulled her aside, and she promised. Well, how do they know that?
I don't know. I've heard people said that she had to, kind of lay off.
And that, but why don't these other people have to lay off? That's what I'm saying. It's okay when their Star Wars account in the UK remembers James Earl Jones's birthday, but the Star Wars account here refuses to acknowledge James Earl Jones's birthday or Carl Weathers' birthday for that matter.
Yeah.
And then the next day talks about how racism and inequality is wrong.
So, according to IGN, they said via the Hollywood Reporter, Lucasfilm planned on announcing in December that Carano would star in her own Star Wars series. That was because she was so popular. Cara Dune was so popular. Those plans were scrapped after her November tweets. They've been looking for a reason to fire her for 2 months, and today was the final straw, said the Hollywood Reporter sources. And I mean, this isn't gonna. Again, I agree. I think she shouldn't have said some of the stuff she said, just knowing that her job was on the line, but she might not care. She might get to a point where she's like, it's not worth walking on eggshells. This is what my life is going to be. I got to constantly walk on eggshells.
And and all because she didn't put her pronouns in her bio and because she liked conservative tweets.
I mean, she's an MMA fighter. You right?
I'm like, but I'm just like, that's when you look at it, that's what did she do? That's what she did.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you effing kidding me? And I'm like, I'm not Republican, and I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's So we're gonna watch this situation. I don't think it's gonna go the way that Disney thinks it's gonna go. I certainly think there's gonna be massive backlash from Star Wars fans who were.
Most people already checked out anyway.
Yeah, it's like the last.
They were just getting them back. They just got them back.
Just got them back, and now you've probably lost a lot of people again. The Mandalorian Season 3 is probably going to be a shit show anyway. They'll probably just as further FU to the old school fans be like, well, we're not even going to show Luke Skywalker anymore either. We gave you guys a bone. Go away. This is all about
in the High Republic that's doing shit. But whatever. They know best, so.
Yeah, good luck with that, Lucasfilm. I am going to grab a big ass bucket of popcorn because my give a shit.
We're more interested in that than we are actually what they're putting out at this point.
Yeah, my give a shit.
I liked her.
Yep, I'm out of it. I'm out of give a shit. I'm out of give a shit about Star Wars. The only way I can tolerate Star Wars at this point is to be completely emotionally detached from it, like the Jedi when they're having sex. According to the High
Republic.
Because if I get emotionally invested in Star Wars, I'm going to get my heart broken again and again and again. And, that little glimmer of hope, that little ember you gave us.
Yeah, we got Luke Skywalker. And then, there might be a Cara Dune show because I like Cara Dune. I mean, because honestly, whether GINA CARANO says I disagree or agree with her, doesn't matter.
She's a good character.
It's about the character.
She's a good character.
And there are things that she said I agree with, and there's things that she said I did not agree with. Just like for most everyone. But I like an adult, I can separate, an actor from a character, but anymore Hollywood, unless you're exactly what the character is, at that point it's not even acting, you can't play whatever part, unless you're certain selected protected people, and then you can play whatever how you want. I'm just tired of the double standards and the bullshit, and they are going to implode, and they deserve it. Because if they had treated everyone the same way across the board, I wouldn't say a word. I'd be like, well, hey, you know what? They got rid of this person for that, and they got rid of that person, too, because they did something shitty. It was probably dumb to continue. But they don't. And that's the problem.
Blanket social media policy and keep it enforced and enforce it for everybody, and you would have a hell of a lot fewer problems, Disney, but... Anyway, you're good at that. Lucasfilm especially is good at making its own
It's going to be interesting tomorrow. But I bet you they won't even mention it or let anybody ask about it.
Nope. Disney, they've really been filtering their investor questions lately. They used to let anybody ask questions pretty much, and they had that group of angry nuns, And ever since that group of angry nuns, they decided that they weren't going to
only the big people, the big investing companies can ask questions.
All right, guys. Maybe Disney will be the next stonk.
I don't know.
We'll see. Talk to you later.
Bye.